PRC, quality service since 1972. Repairing TVs, console stereos, electronic musical instruments, pinball machines, arcade games, and more. Call 836-0454.
I'm James Spann. This is the Weather Xtreme video for Friday, the 28th of August. Pretty moist out there this morning, and got a nice cool air mass coming in next week, and it's all about the timing here, and we'll talk about it. Let's go to some of the Skycam shots around the network this morning. First off, from Clanton. Down in Chilton County, the streets are wet, and they have seen rain overnight, mostly light rain falling there. Gadsden, low clouds are hanging over the city. And again, some light rain falling. And raining in Mount Cheaha. You can barely see there across the way. That's coming from the restaurant there at Cheaha State Park. The upper level low is now over Destin, Florida. And you can see the flow of moisture wrapping over into East Alabama this morning. And that position of the upper low kind of holds the key to the weather for the short term, no doubt about that. There's a look at that big mass of rain over East Alabama at 5 o'clock this morning. Just a good steady rain falling from near Weiss Lake down to Heflin, Ashland, and Lineville. And that is rotating to the west, which means Birmingham and ultimately Tuscaloosa could get some rain later this morning. And we'll kind of watch that. The QPF chart, the expected rain for the next 5 days, valid through Tuesday evening. Again, suggesting the better rains on the eastern side of the state. The amounts taper off back up toward the northwestern corner of the state. And we'll look at modeling and talk about the day-by-day progression here in just a moment. Tropical weather, Danny, is east of Florida. Really just hanging on for dear life, and we've got that strong tropical wave off in the East Atlantic. Here's a look at Danny, and, it's just having a hard time getting its act together. In fact, it's barely a tropical storm this morning with sustained winds of only 40 miles per hour. No real change in the track. The Hurricane Center now keeps it a tropical storm on the entire life cycle, staying just offshore this weekend, coming across Nova Scotia and then moving out into the North Atlantic. And it just seems like the winds aloft are too harsh, at least in the short term, for this thing to really organize and become a hurricane. So no impact here, of course. The system there on the right, that's the tropical wave in the East Atlantic. And again, that is a lower latitude system around 12 north and 38 west. And the big question is, will that become a Caribbean storm, maybe be a Gulf problem, or will it be a system like Danny and Bill? Modeling tends to suggest it will be like Danny and Bill, be an Atlantic coast issue if it's even close to the Atlantic coast. As you can see, most of the dynamic models show a northwest track instead of a west track toward the Leeward Islands. So that's the way it looks for now. The intensity schemes tend to ramp it up to a hurricane. This thing more than likely will become Hurricane Erica, and a couple of them bring it up to Category 2 status in 5 days. So we'll watch. It's way out there, and but for the moment, odds are this will be a storm that will be a Danny or a Bill-type track in the Atlantic and not a Gulf storm. This is the GFS, the OZ run at 1 o'clock today. Trough developing over the east, heat bubble back over the southwest. Phoenix will do 110 today. Down below that, we've got Danny off in the Atlantic. The upper level low is wrapping moisture across the state, so periods of rain are likely today. I think the rain begins to taper off tonight. Now, understand, we'll still mention a chance of showers for the high school football games tonight. We had some around last night. Take the rain gear. But I don't think the rain will be as widespread tonight as it looks like it will be during the day today. In fact, tomorrow looks relatively dry as the upper low lifts out and the front is to the northwest, but that doesn't look especially wet. So tomorrow, again, we'll mention scattered showers and storms, but based on this, it doesn't look like it will rain much at all. But Sunday, moisture picks up again, and we've got the surface front north of Birmingham at midday Sunday. This run is clearly slower here. So I think for now, we've got the chance of showers mainly Sunday morning. If the 12Z looks like this, we might have to kind of hang on to rain much of the day, especially from Birmingham south. And then Monday, notice how the trough axis is still west of the state. And by golly, the GFS has that surface front kind of stalled out there from Gadsden to Selma to Mobile. So if this is right, we'll have to rework that forecast a bit. For now, we've got sunny and less humid, the cool air getting in here, but this run is not confirming that. Again, let's wait on the 12Z run before making any changes. And then Tuesday, we get in that nice, cool, dry air. Wednesday of next week, same deal. Be really nice. Low humidity, cool nights. Thursday, dry. And a week from today, still looks dry. So much of next week looks rain-free. Into the forecast, the 12th of September. Look at that big vortex up north. That looks like wintertime up there, doesn't it? But around here, the winds are off to light and variable. Weather quiet, but again, you have to look at the cold air up there in northern Canada. Goodness gracious. It's pretty cold for September the 12th. Makes you wonder. That's it for the Weather Xtreme video today. We'll have notes on the blog. The next video here by 3:30 or so today. And, of course, we invite you to watch us on television this evening. ABC 3340 News at 5, 6, and 10. Again, thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day, and God bless.